Hey there, everybody. You just stepped into the grind zone with Optional Bosses. Double trouble today with philanthropist gamer Kyle Neely.
And ZeroHawk315, Abraham Pilkington.
Oh, too corny? That was kind of corny.
It happens.
Okay, it's Tuesday, the 21st. It's Optional Bosses, like I've said. Day 2 of new format.
Yes.
Woo! Ow! It feels like the same night for some reason.
I know.
Because it is.
Yeah.
Woo!
Maybe.
Maybe
not.
I don't know.
You don't know. The audience doesn't know.
Yeah, you don't have to know. It's not your business. There's a whole curtain, never look behind the curtain. Wizard of Oz taught you that.
Exactly, yeah. Live the illusion.
Live the illusion. Alright, well, today we're going to talk about what's most important to you in video games. Just like when you're picking up a game and it's just a shot in the dark and you've heard, like, this game's got that blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, well, that's what I look for. So no matter what the reviews get, I'm going to fucking buy that game, period.
Yeah.
For me, I would have to say it's story. It's always story for me. I don't read books. I mean, I read. I'm not a Philistine or anything. I read, but like it's a lot of like either just quick little articles on the internet or like Game of Thrones. I'm not a reader. Like Ryan, like he loves to read. That's all he does. And stuff like that. So that's it's just not in me. So the way that I get my story, that's not movie and that's not TV or whatever. It's my video games, and there's a lot that you can get out of video games. There's a whole moment in time where people were like that wasn't the case, or whatever, and that's why Metal Gear Solid I hold so true to me because it was kind of one of those first games, even way back when it was just on the MSX whatever it was on or Super System or whatever the computer thing. Like the story is what really mattered or whatever.
Definitely.
I don't know. It was the story is just that's what's most important to me. I can play a game with broken ass mechanics. I can play a game that's glitchy as shit. And like don't get me wrong, all that stuff like I like a game that's not glitchy. That's not what I'm talking about. I like a game that works and that has great mechanics and that aren't dated and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I have to I don't know. The story it kind of just trumps all for me. Like That's what I have to say, man.
No, that's cool.
Rebuttal me.
Rebuttal.
And I'll rebuttal back. What's most important to you?
Important to me. I'm actually kind of the opposite. Mechanics in a game are really
the yang to my yin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but no, it's cool. Like I love a good story. I love me a good game story. But I generally go towards games with just like really fun gameplay. I've mentioned before on the podcast I'm a big fan of Mega Man X, and that game really, for me, takes about 30 minutes to complete whenever I play it. So it's not really a long game, I just have so much fun actually just using all my little twitch muscles and just bouncing off the walls here and there, dodging attacks.
It's almost just like a nice little warm-up in your dexterity or whatever.
Right, yeah, and so I do that. I play games like, Tetris and everything, like just simple ones with really great mechanics and are challenging to me in that way. And those are kind of games that I'll find myself going back to time and time again because I'm just the mechanics are just so great. The gameplay is just so much fun, I've got Worms on the DS and like I still pull that out and play it all the time.
Oh, because Worms kicks ass. That's why. No story to that.
No story
to that.
You're a bunch of worms on this thing out in the middle of a lake and you're killing each other with rockets and concrete donkeys.
I don't know, man. You could. There might be a message to take away from all that.
but I mean, it's fun. That's where I get like the most enjoyment out of it.
You're right. Hey, to play a devil's advocate not only to me but to you, what about games whose stories are told through the mechanics like Flow or Journey, which I'm guessing you really haven't played because you don't own a PS3.
I
but
do you play Flow? I think I've played. I played it at Yale's place one time.
With the story pretty much is the mechanic. Like there's no dialogue to be had at all during the entire journey thing, and the game is just walking forward. There's no picking up button. There's no grab on button. There's no attack button. There's no nothing button. You just move and jump.
That's true. No, that is a good one.
And without there even being a narrative, you get an experience in the form of a story, but it's just through playing very simple mechanics. So it's just.
No, that's true. No, you make a good point. It actually going back to Mega Man X for just a moment, like even the gameplay elements of that one lend themselves toward your actual story experience. You're not experiencing
very much so.
Yeah, you're not experiencing the cutscenes. You're actually like. The game is the cutscene in a lot of cases, so it's kind of the similar thing with that.
Absolutely.
I haven't played the game Flower, but I imagine
Flower is the other one. Yeah, that's another one I was thinking.
Absolutely, the narrative is tied into the gameplay.
Flow has no story whatsoever. I was thinking of Flower. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of.
Okay, there you go. But yeah, no, I haven't played. I got the opportunity, but the guy's like 6-axis controller was jacked up, so couldn't get.
That sucks.
It was spinning around in a circle. That's all I was.
Yeah, nice drop, wind.
but no, yeah, games that can really incorporate that are brilliant. Yeah,
and that's kind of a new thing that's happening right now. You know, this more innovative, more artsy way of like telling stories and stuff like that. Man, did you play or even check out this game called El Shaddai that came out like 2 years ago? And it was about the ancient sea scrolls that were found, like the old ancient seed scrolls. Dude,
I never.
That game was so visually appealing or whatever, and it had the most inconsistent story. But like, it was another one of those like basic mechanic. Yeah, like there wasn't that much. Like your weapons you can change out depending on like what enemies that you disarm or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And, like your weapons become corrupt. I don't know. There's a whole thing to it. I really dug it.
Oh, sure.
But yeah, that was another one that was just like the story was just like super convoluted. Like it wasn't like quite. I don't know. It wasn't quite there, and you were more so experiencing it with like convoluted conversations about somewhat of the story that was going on was being had in the background.
Oh damn. I guess in a lot of ways I've kind of been disadvantaged because I didn't have any of the like I was really late to the party with the Xbox 360, so I missed out on a few games. And I don't have a PS3, so I'm missing out on games like Uncharted and Heavy Rain. You know, I'm missing out on those titles just because I got a 360. It was more convenient at the time.
Yeah.
PS3's in the works, but that's
Are you gonna get one this late?
Well,
why not?
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, you gotta have one. You're not gonna get a PS4 when it first comes out, right?
Probably not. No. That thing's probably gonna be so glitchy and be so expensive.
So expensive, if it even comes out.
Right? Yeah. I'll wait till it's a Slim. Because PS4 Slim.
I'll be a first one purchaser because I'm an idiot.
But
I'd like to throw my money at walls, apparently.
Just
take my wallet.
Gotta have something to review. See, I'm at a disadvantage because I've missed out on like great narratives, like Kind and Heavy Rain. Like I've missed out on that.
Holy shit, that game is story. There's nothing.
There's no gameplay.
There's no game. I mean, there's walking around and pressing buttons. It might as well be like a point and click adventure, you know.
Right? No.
That's one of my favorite games though.
No, I know. Yeah. That's why I bring it up.
Seriously.
It's, as far as like narratives go, that's probably one of the best, and I'm interested in the new one they're making, not Heavy Rain, but the
Beyond. We'll talk about that tomorrow. That was that Gamescom dude, and I saw some game. Woo! To be continued on that.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. The story is just like I don't know. It really, man. It being interactive too kind of brings you that much closer. That more immersive way of like sucking your way stuff into the story.
Like being the character.
Beyond, and like I'm not saying that it's not as easy. It's not it's not impossible to do that with books. You can easily get a picture in your head as you're reading and stuff like that. But like having the picture right in front of you.
I think
and you just like it being absorbed through your eyes that way. For you.
Yeah.
It's. I don't know. It's pretty amazing. It's a really good way to digest. Story. I think people who read books and stuff like that, who are interested in just reading stories like that, but don't play video games, are missing out on a lot of great fucking narratives that they'll never ever get to be a part of. That's why I'm all for like digital graphic graphic novels of like video games because at least you're crossing mediums to get somewhat of the source material into someone's hands that may not play video games.
Yeah, which kind of sucks. I guess people are kind of turned off. They get you get a controller in their hands and they're just like, what the fuck
they shut down. How many buttons are on this?
But no, I guess for us too, like we're just kind of that generation. We're very visual, so we come from a lot of movies, TV shows, cartoons, whatever. And so having that medium there to actually watch something and be able to interact with it just really helps us out. and too, it's nice too as far as story goes. Like you can have such a long, drawn out story. Like even the Metal Gear Solid on the Twin Snakes. You know, that's a decently sized story. It's a based off of a PS1, so PS1 game, so it's a short by comparison with other ones. But I mean, like you can tell a longer story than you.
How long did it take you to beat it? Like 10 hours?
I guess so. Yeah, probably around
10 hours. Yeah.
And really, there's not very much gameplay there. But that's not to dock it. We'll talk about that later.
No, so this is a solid hour and 10 minutes of gameplay, right?
At least. No, maybe two. If I went exploring a little more, but no. But it's nice to have a medium where you can tell a longer story without having like if you haven't had a movie out of it, it'd take.
People get so turned off that even like gamers or whatever. Like we had a friend who wouldn't even play Heavy Rain because it wasn't a game enough for him or whatever. And same could be said about Metal Gear Solid too. You know, like
so I can see some
like people just being like, I've been watching these two heads talk to each other for an hour now, and I've played nothing.
It's like,
and okay, good. I've taken 10 steps. Oh, these two heads are talking to me. I can see how that can turn off people, but
easily,
some people aren't in it for the story, and the industry is really split because you have these games that come out like Spec Ops that have these really great narratives that like it just had very basic. It didn't have bad mechanics. It had great mechanics. It's just basic, but just your run-of-the-mill third-person shooters.
Yeah, nothing really special.
Nothing special about it at all. But like the narrative was really good, but like that game didn't sell well. It's not going to do well, and so people don't see the money in story.
Yeah.
But yeah, luckily I don't hate games that don't have story. But that it is my, like I said, it is my book. It is the way that I.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the way I digest stories, Abraham.
Of course, no. It's a great way to digest them. I think. I wish more people would pick up on it. I wish like a movie company or something would actually like say, hey, we can tell a longer story here, and
What do you think about Ubisoft creating their own company to make video games of their own movies or films of their own video game properties? They're like they themselves directing it and shooting them and stuff like that.
That if they can put, I mean,
have you seen those live action Assassin's Creed movies that they make for their marketing?
No, I haven't.
Fucking good.
Oh shit. Okay, no. Okay. Well, what we get with a lot of the games these days is there's a lot of brilliant cinematography. I mean, you're picking out camera angles. You're animating characters to do this. It's video games are a half a step away from being an animated movie. So
absolutely, especially in the steps that like Beyond is going, where they're using full character or full models for
exactly. So I mean, I don't believe it's impossible to make a good video game movie. I think it's totally possible. I think they just just a lot of bad directors out there, a lot of bad story writers,
and they're never connected to the source material. The video game industry is usually never involved with the making of the movies,
and it's just they have their name slapped on it, and that's just.
I think the Mass Effect guys are trying to make them like they're trying to like stay attached to like the Mass Effect movie, but that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a very ambitious movie.
And they've got the Halo series. I don't know who's doing the web series or whatever.
Yeah. That there's something going on with that finally. Yeah.
Which is cool, but
those commercials are fucking sick too.
Yeah,
those Halo commercials.
Yeah.
These Assassin's Creed commercials, man, might be just as good if not better.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're fucking good. They're long too. I think there was like 2 or 3 15-minute long ones.
Damn, that's like
all about the back. It is. Yeah, all about like all the costume design and the way that they made everything look like it was Istanbul. It was just like what the fuck.
That's crazy. That's actually really cool. I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't even really know about that. But if they're doing it, do it. Go
please,
all the way.
Make a Splinter Cell movie. Do something.
Metal Gear Solid, dude. We need that.
Oh, I don't want Ubisoft making a Metal Gear.
No, not that. But I mean, like.
I'd want Kojima making a Metal Gear Solid movie.
That's what I mean.
And I would want a bunch of no names being the actors because I don't want anybody.
Right.
I don't know, you couldn't cast that movie. It's not possible.
Harrison Ford is Snake.
What? Maybe as Big Boss. That wouldn't even work. No way. Keep my Han Solo out of my other stuff. Okay, we can do what we do best and jump into the hyperbolic dream chamber where we cook up some ideas that will never happen, but they're gonna happen right now because we're saying it on the air.
Sounds good.
This is the air. It's an iPhone. So today we're going out for a night on the town, man. Not me and you, but you are. You're going out for a night on the town. All right. You're going to go out for some drinks and pick up some ladies. You're going to need a good wingman. Who is that wingman?
Who is that wingman?
For me, pick Nathan Drake from Uncharted.
Oh,
He's smooth with the ladies.
Oh, yeah.
He's got lots of stories that he can rope these ladies in with,
You're right,
you know, and he's got treasure. Bitches love treasure.
Yeah.
They love shiny stuff, man.
Fuck, you got a good point.
So you show him a little diamond shrine of the Zodiac Queen of Peru or whatever. Yeah, that's gonna bring somebody over. Okay.
Yeah, that'll drop some panties.
Yeah, that's a panty dropper.
Damn.
Yeah, and he's got like parent issues and stuff like that. Girls really like attached to that type of stuff, right? I don't know. Maybe I don't even know what I'm talking about. But I think he would make a good wingman. I think he would be, he was another guy that I chose for like a good drinking buddy. Like, it would just be, he would be good. He'd be a good man to go up and down in town. And like he gets into fights. Like that's the only thing I'm worried about.
Oh yeah.
We might get into a bar fight, and like people he usually has fights with are usually it would just be way out of my fighting prowess. I would not be a high enough power level to fight these types of thugs. But yeah, what about you, man?
Well, damn, you definitely trumped me, but I picked out, you might not be familiar with the character, but I picked out a Bang Shishigami from BlazBlue.
Oh, of course,
he's the ninja dude, he's like over the top, has a big huge nail on his back, but you know what, he's loud, and I'm quiet, so it contrasts, he can it's like, hey, we got this guy over here, he's loud, he brings the crowd, he's, a big show, but I'm like, hey, I'm like the toned down version. He's cool. We're cool together.
You level out exactly. I feel it.
Evens out, and he's loyal. Like he's like, hey, we're buddies, dude. You got my back.
Nathan Drake not so loyal. I think he would ditch me at that bar.
He's like,
I think he would take all the ladies too.
But I'd be like, bang, man, you're here to help me. He's like, absolutely, I will help you now. So
That's amazing. So, that's a good choice, man. Obscure too.
Obscure, yeah. Like no.
That's a little of a cop out. That's a little of a cop out. Yours is more obscure. I loved it. Well, great. Not only did we maybe piss off some ladies with my ideals of the fucked up men that they like, but we will end that podcast on this, and we will be back tomorrow talking about Gamescom. And until then, game on.
Game on.